And I'm going to answer some more questions about the amazingness that is MB Core and MB Enhance, the world's first activating GLP-1 hormone restorer. So we're going to talk about restoration or restoring your normal, healthy relationship with food. And we're going to talk about the guest of honor, which is the GLP-1 hormone, which is literally the control mechanism of that entire situation. So let me first define what it's normally supposed to be like. When you eat food, your body has a need for food. Food is fuel. It's not a way to satisfy your hunger cravings, or it's not a way to satisfy or quiet that food noise that you have that's in your head compulsively telling you what to eat, or you watch a commercial on TV and the next thing you know, you're dialing up Uber Eats or DoorDash or something like that to get some kind of food because you were visually or emotionally stimulated to eat. You should never be visually or emotionally stimulated to eat. You should be dietarily or nutritionally stimulated to eat. Well, what does that mean? When your blood sugar is low, in other words, your muscles, which need glucose, it's the fuel for your muscles and everything else in your body. When that gets low, you get hungry. And when you get hungry, you eat. And when you eat, your stomach stretches. And when your stomach stretches, it sends a signal to the L cells of your intestines, basically and chemically saying, hey, we got some food coming your way. Get ready for it. And the intestines are like, okay, we got some food coming. So, hey, pancreas, give us some insulin because we're going to need to break down this food into glucose so we can satisfy all the cells of our body. And then when the stretch receptors of your stomach have handled enough food to make all that work, then the brainstem gets the signal, stop the hunger signal. Guess what? You're no longer hungry. That's normal. And when you're no longer hungry, you no longer eat because your body does not need excess calories. Your body does not need seconds. Your body does not need snacks. Your body does not need that food noise in your head. And the only reason it's there is because we've reprogrammed or deprogrammed the normal, healthy relationship with food, which should function normally. Which the whole reason why these GLP-1 agonists like semaglutide and liraglutide and all of the other things like it, I'm not going to mention the names, you know what they are, or whether it's diabetes, type 2 diabetes, or pre-diabetes, or obesity, or being overweight, whatever the reason this prescription is given, it's not, and I repeat, it is not to activate your GLP-1 hormone. And it is not to restore your normal relationship with food. It's to treat type 2 diabetes or treat being overweight or obese to lose weight. That's the problem. It's focusing on the symptom, not focusing on the cause, which is the breakdown of the GLP-1 hormone, which breaks down your relationship with food, which is why we end up with excess pounds, type 2 diabetes, and obesity. Because your body is eating more calories than it physically needs because the mechanism is broken. So just wanted to set the foundation for that. Then we enter the drugs. Well, here's what happens with everybody who takes one of these drugs. It works until it doesn't. And why does it stop working? Because your body figured out it was being manipulated. It figured out it got some bad data. It figured out it wasn't the best, and so it stopped responding. So let me give you an example, a real life example based on a question we're getting all the time. It's like, I'm already taking this medication, this semaglutide or dulaglutide or liraglutide or whatever it is. I'm giving myself this shot because the doctor told me to, because I've got type 2 diabetes or I want to lose weight or I'm obese, whatever the case may be. And then you realize it's not working anymore. So think of it this way. You want to get to the store because you want to get something. You want to buy something. You want to buy some food. Let's just use this regular food analogy. You're hungry and your refrigerator and your pantry are empty. So you want to go to the store to buy food because you've got a food craving, because you're literally hungry, because your blood sugar's low, right? And your friend Bob, why Bob? I don't know. First name that came to mind. Bob tells you go down to the corner and make a left turn. And then you're going to go up 3 stoplights. And then at that street, you make a right turn. And then you're going to go for 5 miles. And then at 5 miles, you're going to make a left into the parking lot. And there's the store. So you write that down, make a left, go 3 stoplights, make a right, go down 5 miles, make a left. There's the store. So maybe that's how Bob knows how to get there, because that's the only way Bob has ever gone. But let's say you want to know, you ask your GPS, navigate to the nearest grocery store. And you get to the same corner and your GPS says, make a right. You're like, well, wait a second. I got Bob's directions that say make a left. And now GPS is telling me to make a right. Well, what's the difference between Bob's directions and GPS? You know what GPS stands for? Global Positioning System. When you take an aerial view and you look at all of the roads and all of the constructions, GPS, the whole goal is to get you there as quick as possible. As quick and efficient as possible. Now, maybe Bob gave you directions that are going to get you to the store, but maybe it's the only way Bob knows how to go, and it's not the quickest way. Well, can you go the quickest way and not the quickest way at the same time? Well, it all depends. Is it the same thing? So imagine you're looking at Bob's directions. You get up to the corner. It says in Bob's directions say make a left, but GPS is telling you to go to the right. What do? You get confused. That's what happens. And what happens when you're confused? Basically nothing, or chaos. Or you make a right turn, but you trust Bob more than you trust GPS, and you're wondering, did I make the right decision? Well, that's analogous to when you take one of those medications, which is tricking your body, at the same time as trying to take a GLP-1 activator and give your body the best possible scenario. So when you manipulate it and you try to optimize it at the same time, it's like getting to the corner and going, do I listen to Bob or do I listen to GPS? Well, think about GPS, the global positioning system. What about if GPS meant God's physiological system? God's physiological system. In other words, the best way your body knows how to work. That's what our mind-body GLP-1 system does. It's not tampering. It's not tweaking. It's not hacking. It's not giving you Bob's directions. It's giving you the best directions, the most efficient directions. So you get to the store. Okay, do you get that? You can't follow bad advice and good advice at the same time. So why would you want to take the GLP-1 agonist and the GLP-1 activator at the same time? I don't know. That may be a question that only you can answer. But I would just tell you this. What do you trust more? Your body's natural physiology and the natural system of a normal relationship with food. Think of it this way. There's no such thing. If you have a normal relationship with food, and when your body has all the calories it needs and the hunger shuts off, the only way that you turn that into the wrong way is to follow Bob's directions or someone else's advice. Or you eat when you're not hungry. You eat when you're visually stimulated. You eat because someone else is eating. You eat because you like the taste of the food, even though your stomach is saying no more. And you eat one more bite, and then for the next 4 hours, you're suffering, laying on the couch in misery. That's what happens with gluttony, my friends. It's when you take in more calories than your body needs. Every single time, it's not good for you. And eventually, if you do that over and over and over again, you're going to put on weight, you're going to put on weight, you're going to put on weight. And then eventually you're going to wonder what the heck is happening, because your body's carrying all this excess weight that it's not designed or meant to carry, because your food relationship is broken. Let that sink in. Ponder that. Meditate on that. That's what happens when we go against our natural biology. Now, does Bob still have directions? Or does can Dr. Bob write you a prescription of something that's going to help you lose weight? Can Dr. Bob write you a prescription that may take you out of the diabetes range into normal blood sugar? Sure. But eventually, Dr. Bob's prescription is going to run out, because your body's going to stop reacting to it, because it's been hacked the whole time. And none of those prescriptions, whether it's Dr. Bob or Dr. Roberta or any other doctor or Dr. Google advice that you're following, it's not GPS, God's physiological system. It is Bob's directions. And I wouldn't advise you to follow them long term because you may get to the store, but you may have wasted a lot of time that you cannot recover. So let's just focus on the normal relationship with food and how the whole GLP-1 hormone works. And that is maximizing the gut-brain axis, maximizing your relationship with food. So you have no food noise. You have no snacking tendencies. You eat until you're done eating, and you're done eating when you're full, and you're full when your body has enough calories to do what it needs to do to keep you alive and thriving. Anything else is just waste. So don't take Bob's advice on something like this. Follow your GPS, your God's physiological system, which is what this is in a bottle. Have a wonderful day. Take care. God bless. I hope that makes sense. Share this if it does. Take care.